Hello, happy Thursday it is as we're streaming and recording this. Welcome back to the Nerd Cave. I am Kevin, aka Neon Nazgul, your host. And what are we playing today? Well, we are playing the third adventure in the Temple of Elemental Evil Dungeons & Dragons Adventure System board game. This is in the sequence of adventures. This is the third one. We have played two previous ones. I think the first one was actually the test recording I did for this whole rig. So if you go to YouTube, they are all archived there. But this is part of the campaign that we are playing each mission in sequence. So the interesting thing about this one is this particular game, Temple of Elemental Evil, is part of a whole series of games that was released using this Dungeons & Dragons adventure system, which is kind of, as I explained before, D&D light. This game introduced this new mechanic. The way these games usually work is you are going through a dungeon and you are kind of randomly laying tiles down. If you've seen our other D&D streams, you understand how that works. They're just sort of randomly chosen. Kind of like in a Diablo-esque way of sort of randomly generating the dungeon. This particular game introduces these adventures, which are town adventures, where you actually go back to town and do stuff in the town. And it's a set map. These maps are not randomly generated, which is new. And I haven't played one of these. I've played this game system a lot. But I haven't played this particular type of mission yet, so this is totally brand new to me. And as a result, I've got the rule book standing by here. And I think I've set this up correctly, because this is going to be a weird one. So in this, since we're not drawing tiles, we actually skip the exploration phase altogether. And as a result, we're not laying monsters down. But let me just go through this and we'll sort of get a handle on what this actual mission is. So the flavor text is, so I don't know if you watched our previous stream. Oh, hi, Jamie. Hi, I'm watching on Mixer. For some reason, chat isn't loading there, so I'm chatting via Twitch. That's very odd. Let me have a look at Mixer just to see what's going on there, Mixer. I wonder if, because I'm using Restream chat, I wonder if Restream has done something untoward to the chat. But let me just... I'm on Mixer. I typed the word test, and that came through okay. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. Very odd. But anyway, we will try again, Jamie. I don't know, something weird's going on. Typical IT answer. Well, it works on my end. Let's press on. Thank you for the host, Jamie. All right, so here we go. Here's the flavor text. Last time, that's where I was. I'm losing my train of thought. I did not sleep well last night, so I'm going to be all, space head. So last time we went into the dungeon, the nearby dungeon apparently, and we tried to rescue one of the cults. There's an evil cult that is troubling the area. And we tried to mount a rescue from one of their captives, which turned out to be a brass dragon wormling. Sure, okay. We freed the brass dragon wormling from its cultish captors, but unfortunately the brass dragon wormling died in the escape attempt. Yeah, I know. It's sad. We all had a good cry. But we now know that there's this evil cult that's operating in the area. So the flavor text for this adventure starts, you've returned from your first foray against the cult of the Howling Hatred. What are we going to call the cult, guys? I don't know, the cult of pretty flowers? No, the cult of Howling Hatred. But the subtle menace of the cult looks to have infiltrated Red Larch. Red Larch is the name of the town. It appears that some of the townsfolk have been replaced by agents of the cult. Track down the spies and eliminate them. So, as you can see, here we have the town of Red Larch. And we have all these villager locations. 3 of these villagers are going to be the same token, going to be the same person. And that means they're doppelgangers. Those are the agents of the cult. If we find 2 that are the same, the cult of the whispering hatred is much more sinister than howling hatred. Anyway, see, we should run the cult, Jamie. That's our lesson here. So what we're doing is we are going through the town and we are looking for the duplicates. So what we do is there is now a new action that when a player character moves adjacent to one of the villager tokens, they can investigate or inspect that token. So they flip the token, and that's that. Then another character will go to another villager and flip that token, and if they match, you have discovered the cult of the aggravated mutterings. That is our cult. Lots of aggravated mutterings. If you've ever listened to the podcast, you know that. So if they discover 2 that are the same, then they've discovered one of the agents of the cult, and they have eliminated them. And if they're not the same, then you flip one of them over, and you can decide which one to flip back over. And then you just keep looking until we find 3 of them. That sounds simple. The problem is, just like in the regular game, every round we're going to be drawing one of these terrible things, the encounter deck. So every round you're drawing an encounter. We're going to be taking damage from stuff. In this game, there are special town encounters as well that we'll find out about, in theory. And as well, as you can see, there are 2 monsters on the board. When you begin the game, every player places a monster in a tile that does not have a monster. So that's pretty much it. I think that's all the information we need to get going. It's very odd. Very strange. This is not the way I'm used to playing this game. So yeah, who knows if we're going to survive? I mean, yeah, exactly. This is going to be one of the weird things is, since I combined a lot of the encounters from the other games that seemed thematically appropriate, I did not plan for this. So there's going to be encounters in here that just don't make any sense for being in the town. If I had just kept the encounters that came with the game, most of those have like a dungeon encounter or a town encounter, and you just do the one that's appropriate for the one that you're in. But we're not there. We actually have some weird encounters that may pull up some odd things, but we'll see. I don't need this. But yeah, I think we can just start. So at the moment, remember we have Arjan and Alyssa. So these guys have come with all of the stuff they gained in the last adventure. So they've got, let's see, Arjan has 300 gold pieces, and that's it. And Alyssa has 500 gold pieces, and Claws of the Umber Hulk, and Ring of the Ram, which we did not use last adventure. So there's Alyssa's treasures. You can see that on the overhead map, I think. Yes, you can. And they have all the same skills that I picked last time, so I'm not going to go through them in detail. Alyssa is controlling the Goblin Cutter, and Arjan is controlling the Gibbering Mouther. We'll take a look at those when they come into play. But we're going to start the round. I think Arjan is going to go first. Now, here's something I don't know, and this does not specify in the rules. You see, let's go to the overhead cam here. You see how there's like, for this, for example, is clearly some kind of a keep. There's walls around there. The rules don't say anything about you can't move through walls. So I don't know what to do about that. If we just go, oh, we're going to move, 1, 2, 3 spaces over to here, can I do that? Can I just go through the wall? That doesn't seem right. On the other hand, this specific one, for example, there's no clear door. There is nowhere that shows that there's a path into this. So I think you can just move into there. That's how I'm gonna play it, because there's nothing in the rule book that says in Town Adventures you can't pass through certain areas. So let's just say there's a ladder, I guess, conveniently placed. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, we'll just assume there's gates or portcullises or something. I also just noticed something interesting. I'm looking at my camera. I forgot to turn off the auto white balance on my webcam. And since I have color cycling LEDs in the studio, the back of my chair looks like it's changing color every now and then, which is kind of funky. So nothing I'm going to do about it right now. But just be aware that I know that that's happening. There we go. Just did it. All right. Anyway, I think we can just start. So let's say Arjan is going to go first. Just have a quick refresher of Arjan's stats here. It looks like, I think you can read that in this camera. So he has a speed of 5, as you see, so we can move 5 spaces. Now the other interesting thing that I'm just realizing here is, let's say Arjan's special ability, you protect your friends, while another hero is on the same tile as you, he or she gains +1 bonus to armor class. Well, that can still apply because these are still individual tiles. So for example, the one that we're on here it's big. It goes from here to there. Like that is a single tile. And so I guess a special ability still applies. Yeah, they're both to level 1 still. We might get, depending on how much treasure we get from this, we might get close to being able to level up Alyssa. You need 1,000 gold to level up, so we'll see. But let's just go and see what happens. So the way that the turn order works is the same as always. First is your hero phase, where you decide if you're going to move and attack or interact or what you're going to do. So you get 2 of those. So Arjan is going to move and inspect this villager right here. So he's going to move 1, 2, 3. Scramble over the walls and stand in this, I don't know, grain silo, I guess, and inspect this villager. And that villager is Borovic. This camera, I think, is a bit better for that. So this is Borovic. Hello, Borovic. And he's just having a little conversation there with Borovic. And that's that. So that is his entire hero phase. Now we don't do the exploration phase, so we go straight to the villain phase, and so that means we pull an encounter. Yeah, that lizard thing. Well, the lizard guy keeps the rats in the granary down, right? That's how that works. Okay, good. This is one that's actually from this game, so this does have... Oh, okay. This is interesting. So, as you see, we've got a dungeon and a town option. So we do the town option, and it is each player places a new monster on any tile. Okay, that's something that we're about to do. I'm going to put my discards over here. So we got to draw 2 new monsters, one for each. So let's do Arjan's first, and we have drawn an orc archer. So let me find the orc archer. See, we are going to be killing monsters. I don't know where the orc archers are. I think the orc archers may be in a different tuck box. I thought I had them all in one, but apparently... Oh, no, here we are. Here we are. There's an orc archer. Where shall we place the orc archer? It says, the encounter says, on any tile. So let's put the orc archer as far away as we can. Orc archer has ranged attack anyway, so that's not going to be too much of a advantage to us. So we'll just put him. We'll put him down here. This is the very edge of the map. Sure. Okay. So there's Arjan's Orc Archer. So Arjan is now controlling the Gibbering Mouther, which we'll look at momentarily, and the Orc Archer. And Alyssa will draw. Well, that's sorry. I just looked at an encounter. I'm gonna stick that in the middle of the deck. Oh, good. Well, we're gonna look at the Gibbering Mouther right now because we have another one. And let's place that, we'll say down here in this corner, which you can't see on the camera. There we go. Is that everybody? Looks like everybody's in shot. Yes. Okay. There's our other Gibbering Mouther. So let's have a look at the Gibbering Mouther stats. They're nasty. If Gibbering Mouther is in one tile of a hero, it attacks all heroes within one tile. Otherwise, the Gibbering is +8, and then does 1 damage, and the hero is dazed. Yikes. That's not good. That's particularly bad. Anyway, so that's Alyssa. We'll control that one. Well, we're off to a flying start, aren't we? This is definitely going to go well. All right. Let's see. So that is our encounter done. So now is the villain phase. So all the monsters that Arjan controls are going to activate. Yes, double plus on good. Well spoken. So Arjan's Gibbering Mouther is going to activate. I should get my condition tokens ready. Give me one moment. I do have them here. I didn't think I was going to need them, you see, because this seemed like, oh, we're not going to have many monsters to deal with. I'll just make it easy. No, you won't. You're going to have more monsters than you normally have on round one. Let's see. We'll put the dungeon stack over there. There we go. There's our stack of conditions. So there we go. I'll just put those within easy to reach, and we'll put the monsters back in a convenient, easy to reach place. Okay. So our Gibbering Mouther is about to go. So if it is within one tile, which it is, yeah. Yes, as the Dungeon Master smiles slowly and quietly. So it is within one tile because it's on this tile. Right? So this is one tile across here, and that is within one tile. Well, okay. You know what? I'm looking at how these are divided up. See these white lines? So this is just the same as our normal dungeon tiles. If you look at the side of a dungeon tile, so those do count as individual tiles. That's much clearer if we do it that way. So it's not within one tile, unless we count adjacent, which we do not count adjacent for tiles. This is going to have to move one tile. Let's just have a look at our... Yeah, so the only thing this Gibbering Mouther is going to do is move one tile, because when it comes to calculating those for this game, you only do it orthogonally, you don't do it diagonally. So he's going to move, say here, next to that villager who is suddenly nervous. And that's it for this Gibbering Mouther's activation. But now the Orc Archer is going to go, and the Orc Archer... If the Orc Archer is adjacent to a hero, it attacks a hero with a punch. It's not adjacent to a hero. If the Orc Archer is within 2 tiles of a hero, it attacks the closest hero with an arrow. So here's his tile. 1, 2. So yep, that's 1, 2. He is within 2 tiles. So he's going to shoot his arrow from here all the way to here and attack Arjan. And so he's going to do attack with a +6 and does 2 damage, 1 if he misses. This is not great. This is already bad. Okay. Anyway, so he's going to attack with a +6. Arjan has 17 AC, so he's got to roll 11 or higher. He does not. He misses, but he even does the damage if he misses. So Arjan has 1 damage. Well, off to a flying start. I've got my giant Phasma mug because this contains the most amount of coffee I can fit in any mug that we own. So that's it for Arjan's villain phase. So now Alyssa is going to activate. Well, what's her speed? Alyssa's speed is 6. So we could try and take care of... I'm wondering actually if taking care of the monsters like as a priority should be a thing, because since we're not generating monsters every turn, this cuts down on the number of things that can damage us. I'm just spitballing with that. I don't know for sure. So I'm wondering if maybe she should just try and take out that gibbering mouther. What are the stats? 2 hit points. So she's got to do 2 damage. She does have a longbow. She's got nothing that I can... Oh, you know what? She can use Ring of the Ram to do 2 damage. It's only a +5. Gibbering Mouther only has 14 AC, though. That seems like a really... Like, using this really so soon is going against my instincts. However, we may not be generating all that many monsters, so maybe that's not such a big deal to use our special magic item so soon. If we could take out that Gibbering Mouther in 1 hit, that's probably not a bad thing. So why don't we give it a shot? Let's see. I'm always doing this. I'm always hoarding my magic items and never using them, and then I never use them. Right? So maybe I'll go against my instinct, and we'll try that. So Alyssa's got a speed of 6, so she has to be adjacent. I believe. Oh, it's just on her hero's tile. Okay. Because this will do a damage even if she misses. So that's still good. 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4. She's now adjacent. And she's going to use her Ring of the Ram to attack. And that's a +5. Gibbering Mouther has AC of 14, so she's got to roll 9 or higher. Oh, Alyssa. Alyssa, you missed. Oh. And we have to, that uses up the ring. We have to flip it over. We can't, it's not like, oh, if you miss, you get to use it again. Nope. We've used the ring and missed. Oh, Alyssa. Alyssa, the ranger who can't hit anything. I can't wait to get you to level 2. You know what? I forgot to start the music. That's what's missing. Or did I forget to start the music? Or I just can't hear the music. There we go. Gotta make sure I turn it way down for me because I'm not wearing headphones, and so it's going to get picked up on the mic, and that's much better. Okay, it's more dramatic. We have dramatic tension now. Wow. So she missed. That means, and that's her 2 actions. She moved and attacked, so that's it. Now we're into the villain phase. So we pull an encounter. What's our encounter? Rage of Imix. Place a Rage of Imix token on your hero's tile. Each hero on a tile with a Rage of Imix token takes 2 damage. So let me find the Rage of... I should have had that standing by. Here we go. It was close to hand because we used it last time. So, Rage of Imix token on this hero style, so that's this. And the only hero on that tile is Alyssa, so she takes 2 damage, and that is the end of that encounter. And we just have to remember, like, that Rage of IMAX token stays there, so if a hero moves on to that tile, then they take 2 damage again. So, Alyssa's got 2 damage. Great. That's the encounter. Now, the villains she controls, the monsters she controls, activate. The first is the Goblin Cutter. So, our Goblin Cutter, if the Goblin Cutter is within 1 tile of a hero, it moves adjacent. It is not. Otherwise, the Goblin Cutter moves 1 tile towards the hero with the fewest hit points remaining. That's interesting, because that would be Alyssa. Yes, that would be Alyssa. So that means he, go back to the big camera here, he will go this way and move on to that tile. I'm assuming I'm interpreting that correctly, that these are individual tiles. These are actually big tiles, but since they're divided up into squares of the same size as dungeon tiles, that's what a tile is in the normal game. So I'm assuming I'm interpreting that correctly. And next is our second Gibbering Mouther, who is, if the Gibbering Mouther is within 1 tile of a hero, it attacks all heroes on that tile. Well, it is within 1 tile of Alyssa. So it's going to attack Alyssa, and if it hits, it's going to do a damage and daze her. Okay, it's got a +8. It's got to hit 15. Yep, that's 18. So Alyssa gets another damage and is dazed. And dazed means you can only move or attack, not both. Discard this marker at the end of your hero phase. So basically you lose an action, which makes sense. So we'll just put that on Alyssa's sheet so we know that she's dazed for her next round. That is her entire turn. So now we go back to Arjan. Arjan needs to do something. Maybe, what's his speed? His speed is only 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can't actually get adjacent. However, he's got, one of his at-will powers is Trapping Strike. Oh, hang on. I forgot to put a damage on the Gibbering Mouther because Ring of the Ram does 1 damage even if it misses. That's important. So let me find the monster damage. That means that this Gibbering Mouther, the one that's next to Alyssa here, has a damage already. It only has 2 hit points. So if we use Arjan's Trapping Strike, hello, we got beat up. Surprise, surprise. If we use Arjan's Trapping Strike, we can pull that Gibbering Mouther to our tile and then attack it. And if he hits, he'll kill it. So let's try that. So Arjan's going to move on to this tile. So 1, 2, 3. Well, let's spend all of his 4, 5. Let's spend all of his movement points. We might as well. We don't get them back. And then he's going to use Trapping Strike, which choose a monster within 1 tile of you. Place that monster adjacent to your hero and attack it. So he's going to pull. You're going to pull the Gibbering Mouther to him here because that means it's still on the same tile as Alyssa, in case she needs to use something for it. Tactical. But he's now going to attack the Gibbering Mouther. And that was Arjan's Gibbering Mouther, so we've got to make sure we remember which one to kill. Let's make sure its damage comes with it. There we are. Just in case we miss, which is entirely possible. He's got, this is a +8 And he has to hit a 14. Guess what? So that gibbering mouther is a pile of goo. And Arjan is the hero of the day. So that was Arjan's gibbering mouther, so we can put that in our XP pool. The good news is it's worth 3 XP, and just like the regular game, we can cancel encounters with XP, so good to have. And Arjan gets a treasure. Ew, that's interesting. Fortune, Harrowed Experience. Play immediately. This card, it counts as 1 experience point. Put it in the experience pile. Discard this card when the party uses it for experience. So it's free experience point. I think that's just fine. So we now have 4 experience total, so we can almost cancel an encounter. Yeah, I know, really. Well, you know, he still hit. That's all that matters. He still hit the thing, and he only needed to do 1 damage, so. Alright, so that was Arjan's hero phase. So now we go to the villain phase, which means we pull an encounter. Okay. Burning Sacrifice. Your hero takes 1 damage. Place a new monster on your hero's tile. Great. We're getting plenty of monsters. I don't know why we didn't think I don't know why I didn't think we weren't going to get monsters. So Arjan takes another damage. And we draw another monster. What monster do we draw? A Kobold Dragon Shield. So let me find their little bitty guys. Let's see, now those are goblins. I'm guessing the Dragon Shield has a shield? Yes. Excuse me, I'm also assuming that kobolds are green, and that may be an incorrect assumption. I think maybe these guys are in my other tuck box. Unless, hang on, what are these guys? These guys are, this printing is far too small to read. Oh wait, here we go. I knew they weren't green. They're really tiny. There we go. There's our Kobold Dragon Shield. He's itty bitty. Teeny weeny. And so what does it place? Yeah, basically, it's like, hello, are you a monster? Yes, we have to, so there's 3 of these are going to be duplicates, and we have to find out which one's the duplicates. That's what it comes down to. Hang on, I gotta make sure that we place a new monster on your hero's tile. Yep, okay, so that means, boop, Kobold Dragon Shield shows up on Arjan's tile. And Arjan controls it. So that was the encounter. Now we do the monster activations. So the first one is our Orc Archer way down here. And what is his AI? His AI says... if he's adjacent, he's not. If he's within 2 tiles, then he shoots with an arrow. Otherwise, he moves 1 tile. Well, he is not, thankfully, not within 2 tiles. So he's going to move 1 tile towards the closest hero, which is, I don't know, actually, it might be Alyssa. It doesn't really matter either way. He's going to move to this tile. So that's where he is. That's his whole thing. But the Kobold Dragon Shield that just spawned gets to go as well. And if the Kobold is adjacent to a hero, attacks with a sword. It is not. If the Kobold is on a tile with no heroes and an unexplored edge, well, that's not relevant for this adventure. Otherwise, so he's not adjacent, but The way this usually works in the regular game is if they're on the same tile, they move adjacent and then attack. If the kobold's on a tile with no heroes and an unexplored edge, draw a dungeon tile from the bottom of the stack and place it next to the kobold's tile. Oh, I see. So he makes the dungeon slightly bigger. That's hilarious. This guy is not one of the original monsters from this game. He's from I think, I don't remember, a Wrath of Shardalon probably. But anyway, all he's going to do clearly is move adjacent to Arjan and attack. So we'll just do that. We'll assume he's just doing regular monster stuff. So he attacks with a +7, and if he hits, he does 1 damage. And Arjan has 17 AC. He misses. Rolls a 3. So, good. Okay, now it's Alyssa's turn. She is not stunned anymore, but she can only do one thing. She can either, she can't move, she can only move or attack, but not both. I am assuming that also means interact with objects. She can do, one of her actions gets canceled. So she doesn't need to attack, and she is adjacent. Her square is adjacent to that villager, so she can flip that villager up. So that's what she's going to do for her hero turn. She's going to inspect, and that's Calabra. You can see that on camera. That's Calabra. So now what we do is if we flip over 2 villager tokens and they do not match, we have to flip one of them back over and we get to pick which one. I think the one we just encountered. I'm more likely, again, sleep dap, so I'm not remembering stuff. This is not the best mission to play if you're not remembering clearly. But anyway, we're going to keep Borovic flipped over, and we will flip Calabra back. So that is how you do? Can I get some blood? What? It's for a thing. Just don't ask questions. Yeah. Oh, I know why the music's stopping. I haven't put it on endless loop. There we go. So that was her whole hero phase. So now we're into the villain phase, so we have to draw an encounter. This mission turns out to be pretty challenging, I'd say. Oh. So, it's another Rage of Imex. Yeah. I don't know what the rules are for this because there's already a Rage of Imex token on the tile. So does that mean we place another one and then take 2 more damage, and then any hero that moves onto that tile takes 4 damage? That seems excessive. Or does it just mean that that particular Rage of Imex token activates again, so Alyssa will take 2 more damage? Let's go with that one, because that's less damage for us. We're already pretty beat up. Alyssa has a total of 8 hit points, and she's already down 3. So then she's going to take another 2. So let's just say that this Rage of Imex token activates again because of this encounter. We will err on the side of not dying quite so soon. How about? So that's 2 more damage for Alyssa. Oh no, I just realized something. That's very bad to be on a token with an unflipped over villager. Because it means we're going to have to go back to that tile to flip that. Oh, we should have left the... Oh. Well, now we know. Oy. Okay. So when we fail this and have to play it again, we'll know next time. If you get a Rage of Imex, flip over the villager that's on that tile. Important safety tip. Thanks, Egon. Okay. So that was her encounter. Now her villains activate. So her monsters. So the first is the Goblin Cutter. Goblin Cutter is just trying to get adjacent. That's all. He's trying to move towards the hero with the fewest hit points. That is definitely Alyssa, so he will move one more tile to there. That's all he does. Gibbering Mouther is going to do his thing again and attack every hero on this tile with a +8. And if he hits, he does 1 damage and they're dazed. So this is Alyssa again. Alyssa's having another bad day. Alyssa's going to have a lot of bad days until she at least levels up to level 2. Oh yeah, that hits. That definitely hits. So, another damage for Alyssa. Hang on, let me just trade in 2, 3, 4, 5. So let me just trade in these for a 5, and then she gets another one, so that's 6. Alyssa's down to 2 hit points. And she's dazed. Again, I don't know why I bothered putting the dazed thing back. Where did I put it? There we go. Because she's dazed again. Great. All right. So that is her whole turn. So now Arjan's going to go. Arjan clearly is going to take out, or try to take out that kobold. Only has 1 hit point, so he has a good chance of doing it. So we're going to use, once again, Trapping Strike, but we just don't need to use the trapping part of it, but it's a +8 and does 1 damage if he hits. Kobold has 1 hit, or sorry, AC 16. Yep, we hit. So that kobold is now a small stringy stain. And onto the XP pile, so we can cancel the next encounter or an upcoming encounter. And another treasure for Arjan. Oh, this is super interesting and may be very useful for us. This is another weird event. Glimpse of the future. Play this fortune immediately. Look at the top 3 cards of the encounter deck and put them back on the top of the deck in any order. Okay. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3. Here are the top 3 cards of the encounter deck, and they are Earthquake, Town. Each hero on your tile moves 1 tile closer to the town square tile, then takes 1 damage. That's odd. Okay. So that's Earthquake. That'll move us around. It'll move us to the town square and give us a damage. Event Deception. Town. Place a new monster on a tile with a villager token. So that will spawn a new monster, and exposed to the elements, each hero takes 1 damage. Oh. I'm not sure what to do in what order. We can cancel one of these. I think we want to cancel the one that gives us the new monster, which is Deception. So why don't we do that next? Yeah, oh, they're all going to be bad, right? But at least we get to nullify one of them, and we get to choose which one we nullify. That's the nice thing about this. So I think we're going to put Deception on the top here. So that means we're going to get Deception, then Exposed to the Elements, then the Earthquake. Earthquake, I think, is the worst one, so I'm putting that lowest on the stack so it happens later. It's not going to happen late enough to be able to cancel it, but I definitely don't want another monster on the field. So, that's that. So that was Arjan's first action. He can still move. But he can't do anything with his movement. Nevertheless, we still got to keep... We know that this is not Borovic. I can't remember what her name was, but that's probably a bad thing. Calandra? Candelabra. The word candelabra is stuck in my head. So this is Candelabra. Let's go to the north. Why not? I have speed 5, so 1, 2, 3. That's good. So he's now adjacent to that villager. So we can inspect that villager next turn. This is discard. So now Villain phase. And Arjan will draw an encounter, and we know that it is this deception encounter where we place a monster. However, we are going to spend our XP and cancel that. So here's our XP, 5 XP. We are canceling. And treasure. There we go. Okay, so that didn't happen, but his monsters still activate. And he controls just the Orc Archer. So the Orc Archer is within 2 tiles of a hero. 1, 2, 3. He's not. He actually, all he can do is move. That's good. Boom. And that's it for Arjan's whole round. Now Alyssa, who is dazed, so she only gets to do one thing. She is going to move north herself. And she has 6, so she can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now she's adjacent to that villager. We can remove the dazed condition, which I'm not going to put very far away. And that's it. That's her whole hero phase. Now we go on to the villain phase, so we have to draw an encounter, and we know that it's exposed to the elements, so each hero takes 1 damage. Nothing we can do about that. Alyssa's almost down. Arjan's still looking good, though. Arjan has 10 hit points total. He's only taken 3 damage. And then her monsters activate, and she controls the Goblin Cutter and the Gibbering Mouther. The Goblin Cutter is no longer adjacent, so he is going to move 1 tile. Yes, with the fewest hit points remaining, that is definitely Alyssa, so he's going to move up to this tile. Likewise, the Gibbering Mouther is not within 1 tile, so he has to move up as well. So there, the monsters didn't get to attack this turn. That's good. Yeah, we have 2 healing surges. That reminds me. Thank you, Jamie. I forgot to put the healing surges out. And looks like we're going to need them, huh? I don't know where they are. Here they are. We're gonna go on easy mode and say we've got 3 healing surges. I'm pretty sure we did that last game as well. We're gonna stick to 3 healing surges until we can level up. So there's our 3 healing surges. That's not bad. That's okay. Oh boy. All right. Let's see now. So that was Alyssa's whole turn. So now it's Arjan's turn. So he, of course, is going to interact with this villager, and this is Drusilla. It's Drusilla. And he's going to say, "Hi, Drusilla. How you doing?" Now he can move. Oh, no, we can't. Well, okay, we do have to flip over one of these because we've got 2 exposed villager tiles, and so we had to flip over one of them. So we know this is Drusilla. This is Drusilla. This is Candelabra, or whatever her name is. Drusilla, I don't know. That's a much easier name to remember for me. I don't know why, but I think I used to play D&D with somebody whose character's name was Drusilla. So that should be fairly easy to remember. Drusilla's to the north. And no, you're not allowed to write anything down. But Jamie, you can help me out if I forget. We're gonna call that chat. Chat can help me cheat. So that was his first action. He can move. It's Candelabra now. It's canon. Okay, so Candelabra and Drusilla. So maybe he should start moving. He should probably start moving towards these monsters. He's the tank, after all. So let's do that. He can move 5 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hello. Oh. Well, okay, I made the decision before I realized he's moved on to the tile with the Rage of Imix, so he takes 2 damage. So that's 5 total. He's now at half. He's being a brave soul. And trying to prevent the monsters from getting to Alyssa, you see. He's being a tank. So that is his whole turn. So now we have an encounter. Oh boy. So it's the earthquake. I forgot. See. So I shouldn't have moved them onto that tile. Oh well. Each hero on your tile moves one tile in the direction of the tile's arrow and then takes one down. Oh, sorry, town. Each hero on your tile moves one tile closer to the town square, then takes one damage. This was very, very foolish of me. I should not have moved on to the tile with the Rage of Imix. I forgot that we had the earthquake coming up. So, oh well, it's too late. I did the thing. So he's going to move back to the town square and take another damage. Now, it's every hero on his tile. Alyssa is not on his tile, so she doesn't get bounced around. So at least that's good. Oh, that was foolish. You're not watching this to watch me play well, I hope. Because that's not going to happen. Okay, that was his encounter. Now the monsters he controls will activate, which is just the Orc Archer, and the Orc Archer is within one tile. So the Orc Archer is going to attack with an arrow, which is +6. Just two if he hits, and 1 if he misses. He definitely hits. Hang on. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. The lizard's still standing. He ain't happy, but he's still standing. And that's it for Arjan's entire round. So now Alyssa's gonna go. Alyssa's gonna interact with this villager, and it's Eldon. Still not anybody that we've encountered yet. Which, I mean, we're eliminating possibilities, but now we've got another thing to remember. So, Candelabra, Drusilla, Eldon. Candelabra, Drusilla, Eldon. Okay. We're going to flip Eldon back over. So that's her first action. She can move, or she could attack because she's got this longbow, you see. She's got the longbow, and that'll do a damage, and I'm assuming that our goblin only has 1 hit point, and he does. He's only got AC 12, too. Maybe we should just take out the goblin and then possibly get a treasure. That seems like a much smarter thing to do rather than letting the goblin get next to us. So let's do that. Alyssa's going to pull out the longbow and try and take out that goblin. Yep. The longbow is +8, so that's 18. Goblin only has 12. So, yep, goblin is dead. 1 XP for our non-existent XP pile. Goblin is gone. And a treasure. Finally, good stuff. Ooh, that's interesting. I'm gonna need a ruling on this. So, fortune, short rest. Play this fortune immediately. Flip up 1 of your used powers. Yeah, that's the lesson. Turns out it was you all along. I saw Jamie, you posted the Twilight Zone thing from Jordan Peele earlier. This is an episode, right? Turns out you're the monster. So here's the question. This is flip up 1 of your used powers. Well, we don't have any used powers, but we do have a used treasure item. You know what? My heart tells me no. It says powers. It doesn't say treasure items. I have to play fair. I have to. I would love to flip over that ring again, but no, that's not what the card says. So this is nothing. We haven't played. You haven't used any powers. So, no, nothing. We get nothing. This is what happens when you play fair. This is the lesson of the Trump era. When you play fair, you lose. Okay. I'm playing fair anyway. I don't care. I'd rather be able to look at myself in the mirror. So that was her whole hero phase. Now is the villain phase. So now we get another encounter. And the encounter is... Oh, that's really weird. The active hero swaps positions with the monster that is farthest from him or her. So that's the Orc Archer. I mean, as encounters go, this is not bad. We're not actually being attacked or anything. It's just, you know, okay, fine. Oops. So she and the Orc are... Oh, that's actually good for us because we're now adjacent to another villager. All right. No problem. Well, that happened. But now, does she control any monsters? Yes, she controls this Gibbering Mouther. So now the Gibbering Mouther is going to go... If the Gibbering Mouther is within one tile of the hero, it is. It is within one tile of 2 of our heroes. It attacks all heroes on that tile. So this is another plus, like 1 damage and dazed. 5, 6, 7. So if it attacks Alyssa and hits, Alyssa goes down. If it attacks Arjan and hits, Arjan does not go down. Either of these are equally valid targets. Oh, no, wait, they're not. I'm sorry, I'm wrong. Arjan is the only valid target because we have to count orthogonally, not diagonally. The not having walls like you do in the dungeon tiles is what's throwing me off there. Because the dungeon tiles, there's always walls around, you know, where the barriers are. So things like, what's the name of your face-up villager? Borovic. That's Borovic. Borovic. So this is Candelabra, Drusilla, and Eldon. I actually remembered that. This is why recording this is dangerous, because I'm going to go back and look at the recording and go, how could I forget that? That was, you know, I'm going to be able to punish myself. So no, Arjan is the only valid target for the Gibbering Mouther, so the Gibbering Mouther is going to attack from range Arjan with a, what's his thing? +8. And if he hits, he does a damage and Arjan is dazed. Oh, yeah, he sure hit. Yep, he definitely hit. So, another damage for Arjan. Arjan is now 1 hit point away from going down and dazed. Oh, see, that's cheating. This is it's a memory test. That's what the game is. I don't want to, you know. Maybe I do. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I can remember. If I flip over one that I know we've seen before and I can't remember, then we'll, I don't know. Then I'll ask chat. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens when we get there, if we get there. So that was the Gibbering Mouther's attack. That is the end of Alyssa's round. Arjan goes. Arjan is dazed, so he can only do one thing. So we're going to remove the dazed condition. And he's going to move... What's his speed? His speed is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, he can. So we're going to go over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Heck, 5. And that's his whole round. But this means he's also adjacent to the Gibbering Mouther if we manage to be able to attack that thing at some point. Taking care to stay off the tile with the Rage of IMX token on it. So that's it. That's his whole hero phase. So now villain phase. Now we get an encounter. Oh, weird. Cultist Gathering. Reveal the top 5 cards of the monster deck. Discard any monster that is not human or elemental. Shuffle the remaining cards back and put them on top of the monster deck. So we're trying to stack it towards getting cultists as the next monsters. This is not necessarily a huge deal because, like, who knows when we're going to be drawing those, right? Like, so, okay. 5, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Discard any that are not human or elemental. That's an Orc Smasher. So we discard that. It's a Kobold Skirmisher, not human or elemental. We discard that. That's a Rat Swarm, not human or elemental. We discard that. That's another Rat Swarm. And, oh no, this is elemental. It's a Gargoyle, and Gargoyles are bad news. Oh. Okay, it's still not that bad because, like, we don't. This is just stacking the deck, right? This hasn't spawned. This is just the next thing that's going to spawn if something spawns. So, oh boy. So we know we don't want anything to spawn because the next thing that spawns is going to be one of these, and they're not good. They're very bad, which is the meaning of not good. Yes. Yeah, they are 3 XP. That is, but that's the thing. They're 3 XP, which means they are super dangerous. Okay, that was the encounter. Now, Arjan's monsters activate, and that's the Kobold, or the Orc Archer, who's up here. If he is within 2 tiles, 1, 2, he is. So yes, he can attack Arjan, although he doesn't have line of sight. His line of sight is blocked. I'm not sure how. I know how this works in the dungeon, but I'm not sure how it works here. For the sake of argument, I mean, because monsters can also like move and attack within 1 tile, generally speaking, let's just say he moves. And now he would have line of sight. I'm being pedantic, but I'm playing D&D. Of course I'm being pedantic. So he is going to attack Arjan. And this is a problem because he's attacking with an arrow, so even if he misses, he does 1 damage, so Arjan's going down. There is no question. In fact, we don't even need to bother rolling because like he's going to do at least 1 damage, and Arjan only has 1 hit point left. So sorry, Arjan. We're being fair. So I'm going to plan for the future and then just leave 5 damage on Arjan's card because that's the surge value he's going to come back at. Whew. But that's Arjan's turn. That's rare for Arjan to go down first. That's not the way it usually works. And Alyssa's only has 1 hit point as well. Good thing we've got 3 healing surges. Okay, so now we're on Alyssa's turn. So she she is gonna flip up. Okay, this is Candelabra. We know where the second this is Candelabra on the Rage of Imex one too. So we know where one of the duplicates is. So now the question is, no, it's not really a question. We know we're going to flip over Borovic because we know that we need to have these 2 exposed. So let's do that. We're going to flip over Borovic. And then next round, we're going to pick up Arjan and try and get him over to that villager and flip it up, and then we can, that's one of our doppelgangers exposed. We don't have to fight them or anything, we just have to reveal them. Which is good, because I don't think we can stand too much more fighting. So that was her first action. She can actually move. We don't have to be adjacent to them when they're revealed. To both of them, we can I can move her away and then send Arjan up there to reveal the second one. So this is probably better planning to move her out of here. So let's go. What's her speed? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just go there. Ready to reveal that villager. So that's her whole hero phase. And now, now we encounter. What is it? I haven't looked at it yet. Event Robber. You may choose to lose 100 gold pieces. If you do not lose 100 gold pieces, place a new monster on your hero's tile. Alyssa is the one who can stand to lose some money, so let's do that. Oh, of course I put it all the way over here. I'm just going to make a note that instead of 500 gold, she now has 400 gold. Yeah, right there. So, no. That's 400 gold. Okay, good. As an encounter goes, that's probably not a bad one to get. Because we don't want another monster. So she got robbed by probably the villager she's standing next to. So even if this turns out to not be a doppelganger, he's still an asshole. But now any monster that she controls activates that is the gibbering mouther that is next to the corpse of Arshawn. So that's actually good because that means he's going to ignore Arshawn. So he is not within one tile of Alyssa, so all he can do is move. So he's going to move over here. Plain and simple. That's it. Alright, that was okay. Alyssa didn't take any damage that round. That's rare. Nothing else. Let me just make sure. Okay. So now we go back to Arjan, so we have to spend a healing surge. You missed. So here's Candelabra. We know the other Candelabra is here, so I left this one flipped up. So next turn we can revive. Right now we're going to spend our healing surge to revive Arjan. I don't know if you saw that Arjan went down. He did. So we have to revive Arjan, and then we're going to send him up here to reveal that Candelabra. So there's one of our healing surges spent. Arjan is back up. He is at 5 hit points, which is not great because we have to move him onto the Rage of Imix tile, which means he's going to take 2 more damage. But really, what else are we going to do, right? Well, we guess we could, instead of moving him, we could attack the Gibbering Mouther and reveal that other villager right there. I wonder if that would be more tactically sound. So I remembered that this one is the Candelabra. So I left the one that we revealed up. So we know that these are duplicates. And this is Borovic, this is Drusilla, and this is Eldon. So I'm just wondering tactically if it would be better to reveal this one and try and fight the Gibbering Mouther, because that Gibbering Mouther is a pain in the butt. Or moving Arjan onto the tile with a Rage of Imix token, taking 2 damage, but revealing that villager and getting one of our doppelgangers down. Well, I got 2 healing surges left. And that means that both the Orc and the Gibbering Mouther could still attack Arjan. I think we have to, I think we have to go for the monsters, because that's just too much damage. Like, Arjan can't take it. So, unfortunately, the Gibbering Mouther has 2 hit points. It's only got AC 14, which is good news. But I think it's time to use one of our fancy pants powers. Let's see. So the only things we've got that will do... we only have one thing that will do more than 1 damage. And that is... this daily Brute Strike. Attack one adjacent monster. If you miss, do not flip over this card. So that means we can use it again if we miss. That's good. It's only +5, but the Gibbering Mouther only has AC 14, so there's at least a decent chance that we're going to be able to hit him. It does 4 damage, which is awesome. I almost hate to waste it on something that's only got 2 hit points, but that Gibbering Mouther is more of a pain than he's worth, so why don't we do that? Let's use Brute Strike. So he's got to roll 9 or higher. Oh, yes. Talk about skin of your teeth. Okay, Gibbering Mouther is down. He's a puddle. We've used Brute Strike, so we flip that over. Gibbering Mouther gets added to our XP pool, and it's 3, which is good. It means we've got 4 XP again. And we get a treasure. Oh, yeah, great. Now, shake it off with this fortune media. Choose one hero. That hero can end one condition affecting him or her. Great. That would have been great a turn ago, but oh well. Oh well. Gibbering Mouther is dead. That's the important thing. All right. So that was his first action. So our second action, we can't flip over the other villager that we know is Calabra. We can, however, flip over this villager, and I'm just wondering for like data gathering maybe it might be the more useful thing for us to do at this point. We know these are duplicates. But we need to know what the rest of them are. So I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip over this one. That will be his whole hero turn. He's not going to move. And that's Amber. So we haven't revealed Amber yet. So now we know that that's Amber. So we're going to flip that back over. That's his whole hero turn. So, to recap. Amber, Candelabra, Drusilla, Eldon, and Borovic. That is his whole hero turn. So now we're on to the villain turn. And we gotta pull an encounter. Event. Dark Gift. Choose A or B. Your hero takes 1 damage. B. Draw a card from the treasure deck and choose another hero to take 2 damage. Oh, this is brutal. Well, no, man. We're not going to give... First of all, if we give Alyssa 2 damage, she's dead. So, clearly not. So, yeah. Arjan takes the damage. It's the only possible outcome of that. And now any monsters he controls activates. That's the Orc Archer. The Orc Archer is going to shoot. He is within range. And he's going to do at least 1 damage. Orc Archer shoots his arrow at +6. Yup. He hits 2 more damage on Arjan. 5, 6, 7, 8. Arjan is within 2 of going down again. That Orc Archer is a serious problem. But that is the whole turn. So now Alyssa gets to go. So Alyssa's going to interact with this villager, and it's Drusilla. Okay, so now we know this one and this one are duplicates, and this one and this one are duplicates. So, does it really matter which one we leave flipped up? Let's leave Calabra flipped up. So now we got to start getting people in position. So that was her first action. Her second action can be to move. She can move 6. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we move her onto there, though, she's going to take damage and go down. I think we might be in a no-win situation here because someone's got to move onto this tile and take 2 damage. Either of them do that, they're going to die. So we're spending another healing surge no matter what. And I think it probably makes more sense for Arjan to do that. So yes, let's have Alyssa start working her way north, or hear me out. We're gonna have Arjan move on to this tile and take his damage, and then get resurrected and reveal this, and then we'll have one doppelganger down. That also means he's working his way north, hopefully to take care of the archer, and also get to this villager, which we know is Drusilla. There's a Drusilla here and a Drusilla here. So if we have Alyssa hold position, that seems to be the only thing. This mission will be much easier with more players. That's an important note. Just because you have more people to spread around and start flipping tokens over. So that seems to me to be the tactical thing to do, the only tactical thing to do. Nevertheless, Alyssa still has an action which she's not going to take. We're going to keep her there. Because we know where 2 of the doppelgangers are now, so that's not bad. But now that means we're on to the villain phase, so take an encounter. Event corner of your eye. Investigate something moving in the darkness. Place the active hero on an adjacent tile and roll the die. 1 to 15, a monster rushes at you from the darkness. Place a new monster on your hero's active tile. 16 to 20, a friendly spirit inspires you to fight on. Flip up one of your used powers. Alright, well, an adjacent tile, in this case, is right next to her. She only has to move 1, but okay, we'll put her here because that's adjacent to another villager. And then we get to roll the die and hope for a 16 to 20. Good luck. This is Drusilla, or not Drusilla, Alyssa that we're talking about. Oh, no, that's a 3. I was looking at the camera and not at the actual die. So that's definitely not a 16 to 20, so that means a new monster is spawned on her tile. So let's see. Oh no. Yep. It's the gargoyle. It's the gargoyle. We got the gargoyle that we were dreading. When I read the instructions for this mission, I was like, how hard could this be? We're not drawing monsters every turn. I mean, that's the hard part, right? No, so Drusilla controls. Oh, good. Drusilla controls that gargoyle, and now is the point at which all the monsters she controls activates. So that gargoyle is about to go. What does the gargoyle do? 5, 6, 7. Okay. If the gargoyle is within 1 tile of a hero, it moves closest to the closest hero's tile and attacks each hero on the tile with a whirlwind of claws. Otherwise, the gargoyle does nothing. Get the freak away from the gargoyle is what that means. But that's not the point here because he is on the same tile as Alyssa, so he's going to attack with a +8 and do 2 damage and slowed if he hits, and if he misses, he still does 1 damage. Oh boy. All right. Drusilla, I keep calling her, I'm just going to rename her Drusilla. Alyssa has 15 AC. And if she takes 2 damage, then she's down this round. Oh, 14. Oh, Oh, so close. It misses, but by 1, so it only does 1 damage. Woo! So Alyssa's still up. Alyssa is still on her feet, just not happy. And that is Alyssa's whole turn. Okay, so now, oh boy, this is a mess. This is such a mess. Well, we're gonna try and expose. We're gonna try and expose 1. I want to get at least 1 done before we just say, well, there's no way we can win. If we send Arjan onto this tile, which we know contains the doppelganger for Calabra here, he's gonna die because this will do 2 damage. And he's at 8, so that will send him to max. And so that means we cannot, this round, complete that. So if we cannot complete that, maybe it is more tactically sound to start sending him up here. We know this is a Drusilla and this is a Drusilla. And if we get him onto this tile, he can use Trapping Strike to deal with this asshole. I'm making that play. I think that's the only smart call. So that's what we're doing. Arjan has 5 speed, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He is now within 1 tile, so he's going to use Trapping Strike, which means he pulls the archer next to him and attacks. How many hit points? Oh, good. The Orc Archer only has 1 hit point, and it's only AC 13, and Trapping Strike is a +8. So, just barely. But finally, the Orc Archer gets mobilized. We now can cancel an encounter. That's important. And a treasure for Arjan. Let's have it be something we can use, please. Brief rest. Ah, finally, something good. Your hero regains 1 hit point. Flip up one of your used powers or items. He has a used power. We can use our daily again. Oh, this is great. That's the best possible thing that could have happened. So we get to heal 1, and we get to flip up our daily again. Fantastic. Finally, a break. Okay, so that was his hero phase. Now we're on to the villain phase. We have to pull an encounter. Prowling Spirits. Okay. You must discard one of your treasure cards of your choice. Arjan doesn't have any treasure cards. Now, as we established last time, we are going to count 100 gold piece increments as a treasure card, because that's what they are, the pouch of copper. So let's fulfill the terms of this by reducing Arjan's gold by 100, which is really not good news for him because he's only got 3. So now he's got 2. Arjan's never leveling up. Oh well. Again, playing fair. 200. But Arjan does not control any monsters, so no monsters activate. All right, we're finally getting to, like, it's a little bit not quite as crazy. We're still in a very precarious position, but obviously we're not going to cancel that encounter because this encounter's go. That was super easy. So that's for his whole turn. Now Alyssa goes. Oh boy. So in order to have the gargoyle not be able to activate, I have to move 2 tiles away, which is not possible this round. So the gargoyle is going this round no matter what. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move Alyssa over here, expose this villager, which we know is Drusilla, flip over Calabra here, and then get that in position for Arjan to expose the other Drusilla up there. And then just take the hit. There's nothing else I can do. So, she's going to move and flip over that Drusilla, which means we will also flip over that Calabra. So remember, these two are the same. We know these two are the same. And that is her whole hero phase. So now this villain phase. So first, encounter event Thundering Boomerang. Attack your hero twice. +7/1 damage. This could kill her easily. She takes 1 more damage. She's down. Maybe we should cancel this. Or maybe we shouldn't, because if we don't cancel that, so the gargoyle is going next turn. And the gargoyle says if the gargoyle is within 1 tile of a hero, which it is, it moves closest to the closest hero's tile and attacks each hero on the tile with his claws, and he does 1 damage even if he misses. Well, Alyssa only has 1 hit point left. So if this gargoyle is attacking anyway, even if we cancel this encounter, she's going to die next. Like when the gargoyle activates, she's definitely going to die. So if we just let this event happen and that kills her, it's almost better, because it means then the gargoyle is not within 1 tile of any hero and the gargoyle won't activate. So the gargoyle will do nothing. Alyssa's gonna get it anyway. So maybe we just let this encounter happen. We don't cancel it. We save the 5 XP to cancel the next encounter. I think that's probably the play. So we got to attack Alyssa twice on +7. Let's see what happens. Yep, that hits. Well, we don't have to do the second attack because that kills her. So Alyssa is now down. But she did her job. She revealed this Drusilla. That's the important thing. So, since she's down, this gargoyle will not do anything this round because it's not within 1 tile of a hero. So it does nothing. So that's her whole turn then. And now Arjan is going to go. So here we go. We're going to move. Arjan has 5. 1, 2, 3. He's going to go here. He's going to reveal the second Drusilla. We did it. We got 1. So there's actually a thing I have to read. Hang on. When a hero discovers the first doppelganger agent, read, entering the town smithy, you're startled to see the face of the same townsperson you just passed in the street. Drawing your weapons, you move to quickly surround and subdue the double. So that means that we just take these 2 off the board, and we've got 1. We've got one of our agents down. Wow, brutal. Very nasty. Sorry, 1 sec. I just gotta check something on the stream here. Yeah, that all looks good. It's only been an hour and a half. Seems like longer. Okay, so that was Arjan's hero phase. That was his 2 actions. So now is the villain phase. Reveal an encounter. Event. Cursed item. Your hero takes 1 damage for each treasure card you control, unless you discard 1 treasure item card. Well, this is a tough call because he doesn't have any treasure item cards. He does have 200 gold, which we previously used as stand-ins for treasure item cards. So if that's the rule, we should apply that rule evenly, which means he should take 2 damage unless he gets rid of 100 gold pieces. Sorry, Arshawn. You are now unbelievably poor. I don't know what the rule is. I think the rule is you can trade gold in between adventures. So let me just... Sean has 100 gold. Poor guy. But it means he doesn't take any damage. Okay. I mean, that's the spirit of that encounter, is you got to sacrifice something to not have something bad happen. So now any monsters he controls activates. He does not control any. So that's the end of his round. So now it's Alyssa's turn. Yeah, he is definitely forever level 1. I think you can trade gold between adventures. So maybe, after this, maybe Alyssa will shoot him some gold. We'll see. Anyway, we got to spend our other healing surge here to get Alyssa back on her feet. So we will do that. She is back up, and that means she is at 4 hit points. So she has taken 4 damage. I keep thinking she's got 10, but that's not her. That is the lizard. There we go. Okay. I believe we count that as an action. I'm pretty sure we do. So she's got 1 action left, which is going to be to get the frig away from the gargoyle. We did not reveal what this one is, I remember. So I don't think, have we done the, I can't, oh, this is Borovic. We know this is Borovic. Oh, this is a tough call because I don't think we've done this one yet. We don't know what this one is. So maybe we should get her there. She's got speed 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, she can make it adjacent. So let's do that. She is going to move. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So she's also out of range of the gargoyle. So the gargoyle isn't going to activate. That's super good news. And so that's her first action. Her second action is going to be to reveal Amber. I don't remember if we did it Amber. Oh, Amber does not ring a bell. So if we did not reveal an Amber yet, maybe that means this is the other Amber. If there is another Amber. That's the other thing. Remember, we've revealed one of the doppelgangers, so there's only 2 left, and we know that this is one of them. So, it's going to be chasing around the board now. Well, anyway, that's her hero phase. So now she's got to do her villain phase. This we may not be able to do because it's from a different game and it's a clearly different logic. Event secret door, draw a tile from the bottom of the dungeon tile stack. We don't use that for this. So no, we're gonna just discard this and pick another one because this does not apply to this kind of adventure. Event treasure chest. Okay, so this might be good, might be bad. You open a treasure chest, roll a die, take 1 to 10, take 2 damage. 11 to 15, take 1 damage and draw 1 treasure card. 16 to 20, draw 1 treasure card. Okay, all right. Let's see. I'm gonna keep that card handy for reference. 15, 1 damage and 1 treasure. Okay. So Alyssa takes a damage. She's still up though. And she gets a treasure. That's not that bad. Let's see what treasure we have drawn. Put this in discard. Hey, money! 100 gold pieces. Which, in between rounds, or in between games, she will toss over to her lizard friend. So she's back up to 500. Okay. Hilarious. So that is that. Any monster she controls now activates. She only controls the gargoyle, who is 3 tiles away, so he's not going to do anything. And that is her whole turn. So now it is Arjan. Whew. We don't know what this one is, and we don't know what this one is. Yeah, exactly. I also don't... Okay, this is Eldon. I know this. We know this is Eldon. We haven't seen a second Eldon. So... I don't know. He's so far away from anything useful. We only have 1 healing surge left. So, I mean, we could try and do the candelabra person. But it means he's going to take 2 damage, go down, and have to be resurrected, which means we use our last healing surge. But I don't think there's any way around that, right? Like, we just have to do that to win the game, right? Like, there's no choice. There's only 3. We have to expose all 3, and we know where that one is. So I think that's it. We just gotta, you know, suck it up and go 1, 2, 3. Take the damage, which is 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's not down. He's not down. He's still got 1 hit point left. Oh, that's good. That's good. So that means that was his first action. His second action is going to be to reveal. So it means we flip over this amber. And that's his turn. Or that's his hero phase. Now we go to the villain phase. Here's our encounter. Grasping Tide, your hero takes 1 damage and you discard 1 item treasure card. If you do not have an item treasure to discard, your hero takes 2 damage. So that's like his last 100 gold right there. And he still takes a damage, which that one, so he's gonna die. Oh, there's no choice. It's just like, no. He's not. Oh, this is the worst possible fate. He's going to die, and he's going to lose his last 100 gold pieces. Oh, poor lizard. Okay, well, you know, that's just the way it is. Cruel fate. This is Arjan's death music. 0. Just write the number 0. There we go. Oh boy. Nasty. Very, very nasty. Well, that's Arjan's entire turn. Right there. He doesn't control any monsters, so they don't activate. So Alyssa goes now, and on her hero phase, she is going to move 1, 2, 3, expose that Calabra. So there's the second. We've got 2. There's 1 left. We might do this. This is not out of the question. We do have a healing surge left, so Arjan's going to be standing back up. But we've also got this asshole right here. That's a problem. But also remember that Alyssa's got Calls of the Umber Hulk. We could just knock that dude out with an attack. In theory. We've got options. Just not many. Okay, so that was her hero phase. Now is the villain phase. So we draw an encounter. And it is Fire Scar. Each hero within one tile of a fire elemental symbol takes 2 damage. Oh, sorry, that's Dungeon Town. Here we go. Place the Rage of Imix. Oh, no. No. Bad. We don't. No. This is terrible. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, she's not going to go down because of the Rage of Imix this round. Oh, it's only take 1 damage. Oh, that's good. Okay. Well, there's the Rage of Imix token. I guess that's for the town version of the Rage of Imix. It's only 1 damage, so. Still, you can see how laying out these Imix tokens, this is like becoming booby-trapped all over the town, right? Being able to move around is a problem. So that's the encounter. That means now any monsters that she controls activates. The gargoyle is not within 1 tile, so the gargoyle does nothing. Thankfully. So that's her whole hero phase. So now we have to go to Arjan. Arjan, we spend our final healing surge. That's it. No more healing surges. He's back up at half, so he's at 5. We do count that as an action, so all he can do is move. So we're going to get the heck away from, from both of the Rage of Imix. We know that this is Eldon, so we know what that is. So let's get him down here, and maybe we can deal with the gargoyle. So his speed is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are not on the Rage of Imix. We are adjacent to this villager, and we might as well flip it up because we don't have any villagers flipped up, so we might as well. Just for we know that this is Borovic, but at any rate, it's good to have that confirmed. That's his hero phase. Now his villain phase. Event. Attack, distance shot. Attack your hero. Place a new monster on a tile farthest from your hero. Oh, this is really bad. Okay. So first thing we do is attack our hero. With +8. If it misses, if it hits, it does 2. If it misses, it does 1. Thankfully, it misses, but it still does the damage. And now we place a new monster on the farthest, on a tile farthest from your hero. So we we have to draw a new monster. It's a goblin archer, which is not that bad, thankfully. Let's see if we can find our goblin archer. There he is. And it's on a tile farthest from your hero. So if we look at the overhead view, there's Arjan right here. So you either here or here. I think here to not have it so close to the gargoyle. So there's our goblin. And that's it. And that is controlled by Arjan. So that's the encounter. Now any monsters Arjan controls will activate. That includes the Goblin Archer that just spawned. So the Goblin Archer's AI is as follows. If a Goblin Archer is adjacent, it is not. If the Goblin Archer is within 2 tiles of a hero, it is not. Because we have to count orthogonally. Otherwise, Goblin Archer moves 1 tile towards the hero with the fewest hit points remaining. So that is Alyssa. So he's actually going to... Well, I mean, either way, he would go to this tile. I wish monsters took damage from traps, because that would mean that he would move on to the Rage of Imix tile and die. But they don't, because we've got video game rules happening here. Sorry, I'm just going to tidy this up. I hate a messy board game table. Oh, this is also a discard. Okay. So that's Arjan's entire turn. Oh, I just put the goblin archer in the wrong place. There he is. Okay. So that's Arjan's entire turn. Now, Alyssa. So, man, we're going to have to move close to that gargoyle. I'm wondering if just trying to tackle it... Sorry, there we go. Trying to tackle it head on might be the call here because... Well, what else are we going to do, right? I mean, we have to move in this direction anyway. So I'm wondering if, can we get, let's see, she's got speed of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, she can get adjacent. I say let's just try and take out the gargoyle using our Claws of the Umber Hulk. And that would be good, because that gargoyle is a serious danger. And then we are kind of a little freer to just search. So I'm calling it, that's what we're going to do. 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She is now adjacent. She's going to attack with the Claws of the Umber Hulk. And you'll notice that it doesn't say to flip it over. Does it? No. Use instead of an attack action. So she's just wearing those. This is good. I like these. It's only +4. And the gargoyle has a 16 AC. So this isn't... we got to roll high. We got to. But maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Nope. Nope. Miss. Miss with the Claws of the Umber Hulk. Well, we tried. So that's her hero phase done. Villain phase, we draw an encounter. And the encounter deck is actually getting small. What do we got? Choking Ash. Attack your hero. Choose a monster. On your hero's tile, that monster activates. Oh, God. This is very bad. So, first we have to attack for the Choking Ash, and then the frickin' gargoyle is going to go. The gargoyle gets 2 attacks this round. Oh, boy. And this could be it. This very well easily could be it. 2, 4, 6... She's got 2 hit points left. Let's see. Let's just see what happens. We got to do it. We got to follow it through to the end. I told y'all that that winning these things is very rare. 10 plus 7, 17. Her AC is 15. It hits. That's 1 damage. So that's from the Choking Ash. Now the gargoyle goes. Folks, this is it. Because this is fully it. Because even if the gargoyle misses, it does a damage. She's only got 1 hit point left. It's definitely killing her this round. And we have no healing surges left to get her back up. That's it. We cannot complete the mission. We're down. Alyssa's down. We have to have a tactical retreat. Normally you'd tactically retreat back to town, but I don't think we're going back to town. We're going to tactical retreat to the woods. Well, you know, that's the thing. These games are, you know, they're hard. They're very hard. I mean, the good news is we actually got 2 of the 3 doppelgangers, so that's okay. I would like to try this mission with more than 2 characters, because it strikes me, yeah, I know, Jamie, I know. Hey, we got close. We got really close. And it strikes me that with more than 2 characters, this would be way easier, because you could, I mean, you get more encounters, but you would also distribute, you know, the flipping over of the villager tokens way faster. So, you know, I know, as the final act, let's find out where the other doppelgangers, or other doppelganger was. So, right there. It was right there. We could have done it. Oh, we could have done it this round. If I decided to do that instead of attack the gargoyle, we would have won. That's how close it was. Well, that was a photo finish. Okay. Well, there we go. There's the third adventure. I'm not sure if you're supposed to repeat these or if you just keep going with a lesser, like a lesser reward. I'll read the rule books and see what it is. So the next time we do a D&D one, maybe it'll be this one, maybe it'll be the next mission. I know, really, huh? It's like, oh, so close. So close. Oh, well, there we go. That's how close we were. So we've won the occasional one by the skin of our teeth, and we lose by the skin of our teeth as well. So there we go. I think that's going to do it. So I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow because it's my birthday. However, I do plan on streaming on Sunday. And I plan on streaming a lot on Sunday. So we'll see how that goes. It's going to be Imperial Assault, the next mission in the Imperial Assault campaign. So that should be real exciting. More Star Warsy action, so you get ready. And that's going to be it. So thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me, Jamie. As always, a pleasure. And we'll catch you next time.